Hello everyone, my name is Devashish Roy. I'm the Senior Network Analyst at the Indian Cybersecurity Solution, and I welcome you all to this special webinar on Azure Security Framework. Secure your Azure deployments efficiently means we are going to talk about the Azure security. What about the security aspects of the cloud that we see in the Azure? Because security is the paramount. So let's begin. So we'll discuss the securing your Azure environment, how to build security frameworks for Azure. This is actually a presentation about securing your Azure environment because like these keys you are seeing, the lock and keys, let's say you are launching a virtual machine and you need to secure your virtual machine, like you need to encrypt that, like the key management service KMS encryption. You can encrypt your virtual machine so that others will not be able to unauthorizedly access your virtual machine. So that is the first part of your security. Again, if you are going to transfer or migrate any data from your on-premise server to the cloud server of the Azure, then also you need to have something like VPN to securely transfer your data. So these things definitely are definitely paramount for your network. And definitely we'll cover key strategies and best practices to safeguard the cloud infrastructure and data. You have to understand the Azure security features and you have to gain insights into the security features of Azure, including the identity and access management, that is the IAM roles that we see in AWS as well. And in Azure also there is like IAM, that is the RBAC, role based access control, that we say in Azure here, network security groups or NSGs, and data protection. So you can take the data backup also for security purpose. You can encrypt the data. You can have some firewall rules in the NSG, network security group, like you can allow some protocols, say RDP protocol or SSH protocol or anything like that. So this is also covered in the Azure security. And we have to learn how to leverage Azure security tools effectively. Now, what is this identity and access management all about? You have to explore the importance of IAM and the role of Azure Active Directory. So, see, there is one user, that is root user. He's like the administrator. He can do anything. He's the boss of the network. He is admin. But another user is IAM user. It is like the non-privileged user. If we go for the MCAC part in the Windows server, so there we had this non-privileged user. So it is the IAM user here. So this user is limited to certain roles. Say, for example, this IAM user will not be able to launch any virtual machine. So he is not able to do anything and everything in the network. So that is the IAM user that you can do it from the IAM console there. And you have to understand the best practices for securing user identities. There is a role, the permissions, and controlling access to resources. Like you have created the file or folders, and here you have to control the access to it. Then network security best practices means we have to discover how to implement network security measures such as virtual network segmentation. You have to create the virtual network VNets. So we have to divide your virtual network into subnets. There is a segmentation, DDoS protection, and firewall configurations. Like Azure has also the firewall configurations there, and these are all included in the security features. You have to learn to protect your Azure resources from cyber threats like this DDoS attacks or any outside attack, any unauthorized interference you have to protect. Learn about encryption, data classification, and backup solutions to ensure data security. That is very important in the Azure, because if you have migrated any data and your data is lost, somebody has hacked into that. So then your every infrastructure will fail. So you have to protect against that. Understand the importance of implementing robust data protection mechanisms. Then securing Azure workloads. You have to explore best practices for securing virtual machines. What are the workloads? These are the workloads: virtual machines, containers, also the and serverless applications like web app. These applications also have to secure in Azure and understand how to mitigate vulnerabilities and protect your workloads. We have to discover again how to implement effective monitoring and logging to detect and respond to security incidents, and learn about regulatory complementary authorities also, the requirements also that is in Azure. Threat intelligence and incident response. So say it is a cyber threat or like that. So you have to protect that. So understand the importance of threat intelligence and proactive incident response in Azure. We have to learn how to develop an effective incident response plan. Then explore the benefits of security automation and integrating security into DevOps process. So these are all there in your Azure environment. Everything is there. The Azure security, the Azure DevOps, because the development also is a part of this continuous security process. Understand the importance of continuous security improvement and staying updated with emerging threats, and learn how to adapt your security measures to evolving cybersecurity landscape. Yes, so Azure is related to the IoT, it is related to machine learning. So all these things are there in the cybersecurity field. So everything is there integrated. So this is about the general Azure security framework. And after this, we will go to some specific thing, that is RBAC, role based access control. So what about that? Let's discover the RBAC. So we'll demystify the Azure RBAC, role based access control. So what is the role based access control? It is like the IAM roles that I was talking about, that you have a particular user account, and say that user will be given the read permission or the write permission, all these things, like the on-premise server. Like you'll be able to access the virtual machine or not, you'll be able to access the storage, the blob storage or not. So you have to just give the permission, those access, and those access are included in the RBAC, role-based access control. RBAC and its importance in cloud security, you have to understand. Understanding the basics of role-based access control and its impact on managing resource in Azure, that is very much important for your resource. Now, what is the RBAC? Let's understand that. Defining RBAC and its role in managing access to Azure resources is very important, and that is paramount for security. Exploring the concept of roles, permissions, and scope in RBAC for effective resource management. What are the role? What are the policies that you are making for making your network access secure? What are the permissions that you are giving, like this read, write, modify these permissions? So, what are the scope of these permissions that you have to define as an administrator? Explore the different built-in roles available in Azure RBAC. So there are some built-in, like Azure Administrator role, Enterprise Administrator, like Azure AD Administrator role. So you have to just explore all these roles, understand the specific permissions and responsibilities associated with each role for efficient resource management. So if you are making a resource, you have to ensure that you are giving certain permissions and roles for the resource to the particular user or group. Creating custom roles tailored to specific organizational needs. Yes, understand the process of defining custom permissions. Say you are modifying some permissions to some resources and assign them to users or groups within Azure. RBAC best practices is like implementing best practices for effective RBAC management in Azure. So you have to understand the importance of principle of least privilege and regular role reviews for enhanced security. So how these privileges are done, how the permissions are there. If you are giving multiple permissions, say for example to a resource, then the rule is least privilege. What is the most restrictive one? This permission will apply. It was there in the Windows Server also, and it is there in Azure AD. A practical demonstration of RBAC implementation in Azure, you have to blueprint and understand how roles and permissions are assigned and managed within Azure portal and through Azure CLI. Now, is there any challenges for role-based access control? Yes, addressing common challenges in RBAC includes the implementation and management, exploring strategies to overcome issues related to role sprawl, permission complexity, and role conflict. So, if you're assigning too much roles there, so you have to assign it wisely. Otherwise, these conflicts will happen. You are assigning multiple roles together, and they are actually mixture of many things. So definitely you have to be wise enough, and you have to be smart enough to implement those roles. So you can conclude that summarizing the key concepts of Azure RBAC and its significance in cloud security as a whole. In the Azure Security Framework, it is very important in the Azure security part and emphasizing the importance of effective role management for secure and efficient resource access. So, this is about the security framework in the theory part. And now, if I go to the Azure portal, you can see that this is a Azure portal, and here you have, like, you can search here RBAC. So if you search there, you will not find, even if you search there just role based, something like that, access, you're not finding anything because that is not there. If you go to the virtual machines, or even you just go to the resource group, say you can go to the virtual machine, but first you can go to the resource group, or you can go to the storage account as well, and say I am creating any resource group here. Say ICSS. I'm not giving any tag here, just reviewing and create. So it's created. Now go to this ICSS and here you go to the security where in the resource group or in storage account, you will find these tags. So just click on that. It's just coming. And view the incidents and alerts and recommendations. So these are like the monitoring purpose, like the cloud defender, you can say. And also you can go to this one, access control, IAM, that I was talking about, the IAM roles. So there it is RBAC. You can implement actually the IAM roles. That is the role-based access control. Here you can view your access. If you click on view my access, you can check that whatever access you have actually. So you haven't implemented anything here, so it will not show. And it will show the only the general, the default access. That is the server administrator that you have seen. So and the security admin group. These are the groups that you can add. Again, you go back to IAM, and here you go to IAM again. Add role assignment. You can add any assignment role. You can create a custom role. See, all these things I was talking about in the theory part. So you can add role assignment. Just what are the roles you have. So reader, all these things, and privileged administrator roles. You can have owner. You can just read about any roles, grants full access to manage all resources, including the ability to assign roles in Azure RBAC. So you can define any role. A contributor grants full access to manage all resources, but does not allow you to assign roles in Azure RBAC. That is very important. So these are different roles you can assign. You can go to next. You can select the role like the owner I have selected. Then definitely you have to make some user groups, our principal security principal objects, and then you have to assign that role to that. So you have to select the members here, and like this any other member like I have here. So you have to select that, and it's already member of these groups. So you have to select and give next. So what users can do, allow users to only assign selected roles to selected principals fewer privilege or assign all roles except privileged administrator roles, okay, and allow users to assign all roles. So say all roles. So that is like the administrator. You have granted roles or roles to only accept privileged administrator roles. Only you are limiting the roles. Exclude roles means owner, user, access, role-based access control administrator. These are excluded. So we can assign any role to your choice and your requirement. Click on next, and you have to review and assign this way. So I have assigned a role, okay, and you can change your roles later. You can create a custom role, you can add that custom role, anything you can do, anything and everything in this IAM like the RBAC. That is the main part of your security framework. So you can customize your role also. You can add different permissions as well. So I have to search for any permission. So you see, it is available for many services like Azure Active Directory, Astro, Azure Communication, any services, even the developer, full stack, those services also. Like you have to assign, you have to just search the permissions and you have to assign the permissions accordingly. So you can see that there are many options in the RBAC and the IAM roles in the Azure, and it actually constitutes a very robust security framework for Azure. So again, you can go for Azure, say anything like Azure. There are features like Azure Entra ID. This one, like the Active Directory, you have the Azure ID is now Entra ID. So here also the group you can create. You can also see you can implement roles for different your on-premise AD with the Azure Entra ID, that is Azure AD. There you have to specify the different roles. See, there are different roles. Application administrator, select the role like the global administrator. See, there is a global administrator and manage all aspects of Microsoft Entra ID. It is like the global administrator role that you have to assign. If you want to transfer resources, like you have to connect with your on-premise AD or your cloud AD to the Azure Entra ID. So all these things you can do in this part. So this is all about the Azure security framework that you can create. So there are many options that I have already shown you. So I have discussed so far about many things about the Azure security framework, both the theoretically, and also I've shown you the practical aspects, how to implement those actually in your Azure security framework. So I think that is a comprehensive guide to the Azure security that we have seen so far, and I hope that you'll be able to deploy it smartly on applications, because security is paramount in the Azure and any cloud resource. So I thank you again for joining this webinar, and I hope that you have got immense insight about this Azure security framework, that it will help you to build your application securely and to deploy the application securely also in your Azure security. So that is about all we have today for Azure security. Again, I will come with some new topic next day. Till then,